EA Sports coverage of the National Football League takes us to Southern California as we've got playoff football ahead in the City of Angels. Straight ahead, it's Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a great one in store, as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the Los Angeles Rams. Starting field position. He's out of bounds, but not before he's across the 35. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. Field goal would have been right at 53 yards, but instead, offense out there. They're going for it. Rifles one, that's going to be intercepted. Down the sideline he goes. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. So they go on fourth down. Not only do they not get it, it turns into 6 points the other way. Disastrous.
And many people think you should just go ahead and knock it down in that situation. Turn it over for the offense. But I had a defensive coordinator recently tell me, we see that as a passive play. We don't do that anymore. We want the ball. Exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
That's to the pylon and incomplete. I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to. Sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Amon-Ra St. Brown. A 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Lions continue to pull the playoff surprise as they lead big here on the road.
Partner, they had a good lead as they went in at the half, and they came out here in the second half and found a way to extend it. I love their consistency.
And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
Play call, obviously tough in this spot, backed up. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. They'll find Williams on the slant. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Jamison Williams, 25 yards for the touchdown. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. He's got them out now to a 3-score lead here in the fourth quarter after that one, CD. And, well, he looked right off the line like he knew that that ball was coming his way. Jack Campbell providing a little deja vu, back-to-back sacks, and now they're staring at a 4th and long. And Charles, on the losing side of things, you know, they didn't come in here as the favorite to these playoffs, but they came in with a lot of hope and anticipation. Tough to have that all snuffed out so quickly.
It really is. You're one of 12 teams when the playoffs begin that still has a chance to win the Super Bowl. So that's pretty darn good. And as you often talk about, a lot of hope when the playoffs start. Well, that ended for them. But when they look back, they'll have a lot to be proud of and see if they turn the page towards the next season.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. From Los Angeles, so long, everybody.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we're on the road to the Super Bowl. Coming up, we're keeping things in the AFC for an intra-conference contest between the Baltimore Ravens and the Indianapolis Colts. Welcome, everyone, to the start of the NFL postseason. Kate Scott, Brock Heward here as these teams begin the journey to inside the 30. So the Ravens offense taking over for the first time here. And they're brought out by someone who is the modern example of an elite.
You can't ask for a better start offensively.
First and 10, he keeps it on the option. And he will carry this across for the Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens take a 6-0 lead on their opening drive. It's a Lamar Jackson touchdown. So the first lead of our game goes to our visitors, Brock, and I know it is very early, but tough not to have that word upset at least start to creep into your mind just a bit.
You go.
And now the Colts getting their first opportunity on offense in this game, bringing them out to 4th overall pick in 2023 out of Florida, a Super. There's one left for Lamar. And he's in for the touchdown. The Ravens take a 13-0 lead. It's a Lamar Jackson touchdown. They broke out the design run for him there. Coach just tells him, hey, Brock, hey, QB. Third and long for him here. Throwing for the back of the end zone. And look at the footwork there. Touchdown. The Colts make it a one-score game in the first half. How quickly things can change, partner. The pain from being taken down that prior play, yeah, I imagine that's gone and forgotten now, and it's been replaced by the adrenaline from finding the end zone there.
Yeah, that defense could have certainly used a pass rush from the previous play.
Lamar off the play fake. He's going to loft one deep to the left. That's grabbed inside the 30. And they will take this into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens now lead by 10. Zay Flowers, the touchdown.
A receiver this skilled, well, he's got every route in his back pocket, but sometimes simple is better. No complicated cuts, no double moves. You just go run right by him.
They'll motion him out of the backfield left. Jackson trying again on second down. He tucks it and takes off. And he scores. It's a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens get more points to end a lopsided first half. It's a Lamar Jackson touchdown. His third of the game on the ground.
Hey, 3 touchdown games aren't unusual for a quarterback, but we normally see him through the
10-10 at the 20-yard line.
Working inside the red zone. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. He takes this one in. Touchdown, Indianapolis. The Colts cutting to the lead coming out of halftime. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now to the defense to make a stop and make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
Lobs this one up, looking deep to the... Trying to float that one in, and the defender's there for the interception. Kenny Moore with the pick. Well, they left the locker room in front. Great position to be in, right? But a shaky start to half number 2 with that interception.
We know that no lead in the NFL is safe. A 1-point lead, something that looks insurmountable. How many of these games so often come down to one possession in the end?
Working from the gun, it's Richardson. Touchdown, Indianapolis. The Colts pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. No hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to drop plays that have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your second read. His first broke open just like they planned. That's 6 in the end.
Comes a 2-point try partner, Richardson, bringing his offense to the line.
The Colts will line up for the 2-point conversion.
They'll try it on the ground. And he's into the end zone again, so he gets them the touchdown and the 2. And single-handedly shaves 8 points off that lead. And so now they need one more here on second down. A designed run, Jackson keeping it. And he gets in, touchdown. The Ravens make it a 9-point advantage. It's a Lamar Jackson touchdown. Just a great effort there from him, Brock, to take it upon himself, embrace the initiative, and turn that drive into 6.
You know, Kate, there was a day when you were watching. That's disappointing because that was third and manageable and an incomplete.
That's on target to Pierce. The 30. Keeps on moving into the red zone. It's an Indianapolis touchdown. The Colts make it a 4-point game here in the 4th.
Okay, there's a reason that slant route has been in playbooks, I don't know, since football began. Because if you hit that receiver on the run, on target, on time, big plays can follow. Coverage down in the red zone, you got to take advantage of it. It's hard. Zone coverage and the windows are so tight. You get man, got to find a way to win. The prospect of overtime now, Kate's right on the horizon thanks to that field goal.
From the gun, Jackson. Oh, not much time to adjust, but he catches it still off the tip. Oh, this big guy is moving. And they will take this into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens jump in front late. Mark Andrews with the touchdown. So how about the determination there? This game has been as hard fought as you will see. But they grab hold of the lead here with a late touchdown that may just win them the ball game.
You could almost feel them saying, Kate, we don't...
Offense, it's 2nd and 1. Richardson fires quickly out wide. And he gets him the touchdown. And now a potential game-deciding play call coming up. So they get the all-important touchdown here late in the game, Brock. Now the question, play for the tie or go for 2 and the lead?
And I know they've got all these charts and numbers and analytics to tell you what to do, but this comes down to the gut and the trust of the head coach.
Looking to throw it. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And they'll stop him here. Everything coming down to the leg of Tyler Luke. Ball on the right hash, the distance 43 yards. The kick is good, he got it! And their postseason starts with a win as they take this wild card game. So the Ravens will fly home with the win. And you never want to count out those wild card teams once the postseason begins, right? We've seen a few go on magical runs before, and they've officially begun theirs here, fighting their way to next week's divisional round games. So for my partner Brock Heward and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. The Ravens are your winners as we say so long from Indy.
The playoffs are back at Lambeau, and the temps, well, they're where you would expect them in the frigid rain. Just how the Cheeseheads like it here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Tonight, it's the second game here on this wild card Saturday, as it'll be the Dallas Cowboys of the 30-yard line. Now we'll see what the right arm of Dak Prescott has in store as the Dallas Cowboys offense sets up shop.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the Packers' 6-yard line.
Prescott now. Touchdown! Jake Ferguson, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Cowboys will strike first here in this wild card matchup. Forget about the storylines of being intimidated in the playoffs on the road. I mean, that was pretty clinical right there.
Yeah, they didn't treat it like it was a playoff game in January, did they?
From across the 30, up to the 33. 6'4" Jordan Love taking the field for the first time. The 2020 first-round pick from Utah.
Where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot and trying to get it outside.
Touchdown, Packers! Romeo Doubs, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Packers have taken the lead. Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there.
10-yard line.
On the play. And the Cowboys.
They go back to the ground with Williams. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Javonte Williams, a 10-yard touchdown run. And the Cowboys have regained the lead.
Sometimes you get a first and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9-yard line and you start...
Booming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on first and goal. Love fires up quickly outside. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Romeo Doubs with his second touchdown of the night. And the Packers are an extra point away from tying this game here in the fourth.
They're looking for touchdowns to try and help their cause. But in this case, he does get them a little closer at least if they think a field goal turns out to be the better call here.
And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And they have taken the lead. And I know it's hard to find solace on one side when the season ends, no matter where it ends, but especially in the playoffs because there's all that build up to the moment. But I would imagine the post-game locker room speech, it'll have a pretty positive spin.
It should. They've made a heck of a run to get to the playoffs and have that chance to advance, even though they didn't. But you're right about how much it's going to hurt because when you work that hard to get this far, it hurts just a little bit more. No matter when your season ends, it's a downer. But in this case, even more so because you had your eyes on the big prize, which was the Lombardi Trophy.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Southern California and the gorgeous SoFi Stadium in the Los Angeles suburb of Inglewood. Today, the first of 3 on this Wild Card Sunday. It's Adam Downey gets all the way up close to the 40-yard line. So here come the Chargers, the offense they've got it here first and goal. Sanders will score. Touchdown, Chargers.
And we've seen this offense play at such a high level all season, Mike. There's no reason to expect anything different here in the playoffs. And now they can continue to let this crowd get into the game, turn the game over to their defense, let them play with the lead at home with the home crowd. And you're feeling really good about how the rest of this game can play out.
The 25-yard line. The Steeler offense ready to take the field for the first time. Leading them out, it is their rookie quarterback from... Now they'll set up to throw. That one, take it in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
And what a response by this offense. It's not easy taking the field, Mike, for the first time in the game, and you find yourself already down a score. They watch their opponent kind of march down the field and score on the opening possession, and they're able now to go out and square it on up. Allows you to take a deep breath, maybe get a little confidence for your defense.
Possession, all even here in this opening quarter. And the drive will begin with first down. Loose inside the 30. And he's going to take this all the way to the house. 75 yards. Touchdown, Chargers. Didn't get in. Good job to make sure he doesn't cross the plane. And now it's third. And he will drive his way into the end zone. Justin Herbert, touchdown Chargers. His second touchdown of the afternoon. That is a dream scenario. The offense and 6.
22-yard line.
Back to throw. That is caught. What a throw. DK Metcalf. Steelers.
All week, we're going to see this play be run over and over as a highlight of the quarterback and the receiver. But, Mike, the part that people don't give enough credit to, in order to get a downfield shot, you have to have time.
Ball extended. They keep him out, and it sets up 3rd and goal. Justin Herbert, touchdown Chargers. Certain quarterbacks have a knack for that, and he finds the space to get in the end zone for the touchdown.
15 yards on the play. That's another.
Going again, Herbert. The left side, catch made by McConkey. And he's into the end zone. What a response! And McConkey, touchdown Los Angeles.
We're seeing this so much all across the NFL, Mike, is the value placed on a receiver being able to turn.
They'll run with Warren. And he barrels his way into the end zone. Jalen Warren, touchdown Steelers. Greg, sometimes we say it too often. That was an important drive. That one really felt important for them to edge a little bit closer.
Yeah, now the question is, Mike, yeah, the offense does their job, but can the defense?
And he's in. Trey Harris, touchdown LA.
Touchdown, Chargers.
Across the plane, the goal line. They'll try it now with Warren. And he's not going to get there. They stopped him at the goal line. It's a turnover on down.
And what a job here by the defensive line. They've got to hold their ground. Any sort of push by the offense is going to result.
A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. That is caught in the middle of the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Saving his best for the playoffs. His 3rd touchdown of the game. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them.
Then it is deep, so it really changes the scheme and the progression of the quarterback, and nowhere really to go with the ball.
And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Touchdown Chargers. He is shining in this postseason spotlight. That's his 2nd touchdown of the game. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the 4th quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, I think that.
And this is going to be a touchdown. Hold everything. They are not done yet.
Well, that was step 1. The offense did their job, get this thing back within 1 possession, so they're still alive. But now they've got to find a way to get a little bit of luck and find a way to get.
Here comes the onside kick. The kickoff unit is out there, and they'll send this one away. And he'll be taken down. No timeouts left for the defense. That should do it. They're moving on in the playoffs. So this one is over. It's in the win column for the Chargers. They are moving on in these playoffs. They win here at home as the number 2 seed. That means right back here next weekend as they'll host a game in the divisional round. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Chargers are winners here as we say so long from SoFi.
The playoffs are in full swing as we welcome you to this postseason contest on EA Sports. Today, there's an NFC fighting storm between the Carolina Panthers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Alongside Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott, and the NFL playoffs are finally upon us. We don't know who the teams will be. So here come the Buccaneers, ready for their opening drive. They are brought out by former #1 pick who always plays with energy and passion, Baker Mayfield. Off the play fake, here's Mayfield. And he finds him in the end zone for the Tampa Bay touchdown. The Buccaneers take a 6-0 lead on their opening drive. Mike Evans with the touchdown. No doubt about it, Brock. They are trying to take him out of this game from the start. And a touchdown on the opening drive, that's a good way to do it.
Yeah, this is one of those situations, Kate, where you and I up here in this booth, we can hear it and we can feel it. This crowd senses it.
So now out comes the Panther offense for its initial drive of the game. They'll be led out by the first player picked in the 2023 NFL Draft from Alabama.
It's hard to move people in the NFL, but you do not want to go backwards.
Young on 3rd and goal. And he carries it in for the touchdown. The Panthers finish off their opening drive. It's a Bryce Young touchdown. Quite the drive they put together to begin this game. What stood out to us, how quickly they were operating. They got a lot of play. Second quarter, Buccaneers with the ball and a chance to score. Pressure coming, Baker. And he finds him in the end zone for the Tampa Bay touchdown. The Buccaneers take a second quarter lead. Mike Evans with the touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends. Play fake, it's Mayfield. He finds him in the end zone for the Tampa Bay touchdown. The Buccaneers grow their lead just before halftime. Well, we all know that he's somebody they like to have working down near the end zone, Brock, and there is so many ways they know how to use him down there.
And things are constantly different down there when you're trying to...
Defense shows blitz, Young. Brought in close to the 8. He has the Carolina touchdown. The Panthers cut into the lead coming out of halftime. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their...
It's another Buccaneers first down.
Off the play fake, here's Mayfield. Complete out to the right side. And that is a Tampa Bay touchdown. The Buccaneers lengthen the lead at the end of the 3rd. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Now Young hits him on the out route. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Carolina. The Panthers get it back to within 2 possessions. Xavier Legette with the touchdown. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Sound the cannons, baby. The Buccaneers win it here in Tampa. And they were the top-ranked team in action in this wild card round, Brock. So this was always the expectation that they'd advance through to the divisional round. And next week, they're going to be right back here playing for a spot in that conference championship. That does it for another broadcast of the NFL on EA Sports. With my partner in the booth, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. The Buccaneers winners, as with that, we sign off from Tampa.
across the 25. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
Back to throw. Fields. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for Browns TD. They give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense. Play action. It's Fields. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kevin Byard. And it's a huge return as he brings us all the way back down to the 15-yard line. Well, certainly not how they envision the start to this when you give up the touchdown and they take a shot on the first play from scrimmage offensively, Charles, but it gets intercepted.
Yeah, instead of just trying to nibble and, work your way downfield, they tried to take a nice little chunk there. It didn't pay off for them. Now the defense runs on the field, having already given up a touchdown the first drive, hoping to get their legs under them and slow them down.
And all those mistakes, they... A play fake, now Fields to throw. Throw right side, Wilson. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Garrett Wilson, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Jets are back within a score.
As they began this last drive, things weren't exactly looking up for this offense. But after what they just did, putting the ball in the end zone, right, to them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Crenshaw Jenkins, 76 yards. And the Browns are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Charles, every time that he makes one of these plays, I think the front office, they get a bigger and bigger collective smile because they feel more confident that they have found their guy, their future at quarterback.
And they should feel that way. It's obvious he's a...
From the gun, here's Fields. He's got Wilson, and that's a Jets touchdown. A great effort there with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Jets have got it back to within a score. In the second quarter, and already his second touchdown reception.
Absolutely the definition of a difference maker here in this first half.
Looking to throw. Fields. Touchdown! Mason Taylor from 17 yards out. And the Jets are an extra point away from moving out in front in the final minute and a half.
The tight end position has always been dangerous, especially in the red zone, short field. But now even more so because these tight ends aren't necessarily the tight ends of old. They're the rocked-up wide receivers who have a little bit more speed.
7.
It's a gain of 4. Makes it 3rd and 7.
They'll drop to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Harold Fannin, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Browns have retaken a third-quarter lead.
For good reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to their wide receivers for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like, based on coverage, he knew hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Jerry Jeudy, 46 yards. And the Browns have broken this deadlock and have taken the lead here in the fourth. So still time remaining here in this fourth quarter, but the touchdown there puts them back out in front.
And you and I both know that their defense Well, not very subtly reminded. Extra DBs on the field, despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, yeah.
And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Christian Watson, 36 yards. And the Jets are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A fourth-quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about...
Back to throw. This will be caught. Judy. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Jerry Judy with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Browns answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the fourth. A fourth straight defeat looming on the horizon, barring a comeback here as they've got it with a first down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
It's second down and 10.
Here's Fields. This pass out wide to Hall. And he slips up past the 45 of their 3 timeouts.
That's a gain of 7.
As they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. On the move past the 40.
Set up and aim downfield.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
He's back to throw. He'll try to pick it up himself. And he will slide to a stop. He had 6 points. Now Fields going to run. And he's in for the touchdown with the clock reading triple zeros. And the extra point, if they hit it, will send this thing to overtime.
Well, there's no doubt they just seized the momentum with that one. They can go ahead and kick the extra point here and ride that home wave on into
good, and we are headed to overtime. Final whistle blows, and we need some extra time here to decide who will be the victor.
60 minutes, just not enough some days to decide who's going to win the game.
First down. First and goal at the 2-yard line.
They'll run with Hall. And this is a touchdown. Now, it's not over yet, but they draw first blood here in this overtime. It's touchdown or bust as they come up on 3rd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Open man, the tight end Fanning. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way. It tells me you're mature as a play caller, and it's working for them in overtime.
And the kick is good. He got it. And it's official now. They're going to the playoffs. The Jets advance to the next round as we say so long, everybody. So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. It's a win for the Jets as we say so long from MetLife Stadium.